Demi, and today we are at Epcot because we are going to be finding the most authentic drinks around World Showcase. If you missed it, we found the most authentic snacks around World Showcase, and I will link it for you here. So I'm so excited to do the drinks today. I hope you're excited to follow along, so let's get into it. Let's go get into some hijinks. So we're gonna start off in Mexico, and we're actually gonna head inside of the pyramid because I have a good feeling our most authentic drink is gonna be in a little tequila cave. We spoke to a bunch of cast members and we came into La Cava del Tequila, which is my favorite place in Mexico, one of my favorite places in all of Epcot. We spoke to a few cast members in here and they said a margarita is definitely the most authentic thing you can get in Mexico, in Epcot. And we made sure we got the most authentic one that we can get. They said most authentically, their margaritas are frozen, made out of lime. So we got a really fun frozen margarita and I can't wait to show you. So after speaking to a bunch of cast members, this is what they all concluded to be the most authentic margarita that you can get in Mexico, and it is the La Cava Avocado Margarita. It's Tromba Blanco Tequila, melon liqueur, fresh avocado, lime juice, hibiscus salt rim, served frozen, and it's $17. Boy, $17 margarita better be good. Salud! That is so delicious. It's so smooth. To be clear, the cast member said that tequila is probably the most authentic thing you can get in Mexico. And this is probably the closest authentic version of a margarita drink in Mexico. I asked her, is tequila more authentic than mezcal? And they said yes. Mezcal is a little bit more smoky. I wasn't really sure on what the cultural difference was, but she said tequila definitely is way closer. And this is so good. I love the hibiscus salt rim. It's delicious. It's so smooth, has great flavor. So refreshing. I know this is $17, but it's so good. And just be careful because the alcohol sneaks up on you. Make sure to drink plenty of water throughout your day at Epcot. Made it to our next country, Norway, and we're gonna head into Kringla Bakery og Cafe. The menu in Norway is pretty small. This is where you're really gonna come for food in Norway. This is where you can get that awesome school bread, you can get troll horns, you can get Voss water. Maybe Voss water is the most authentic drink, but I'm gonna talk to the cast members and we're gonna figure this out. So with the help of the cast members here at Kringla, we have discovered the most authentic drink you can get here is the Nordic draft beer. It's an Aus Pilsner. Oh, these are words. Elmstock White Ale and Elmstock Toasted Porter. I apologize if I butcher anything, but it is $10. The frozen Viking coffee I was hoping was going to be, but it has Irish cream, so it's not really Norwegian at all. Here is our Aus Pilsner. It smells really nice. I haven't had beer in a long time. I'm actually looking forward to trying this. Let's do it, Norway. Cheers to Norway. Really nice kind of light beer. It kind of reminds me of a Blue Moon. It's been a while since I've had beer because I'm really not supposed to, but whatever. But really nice flavor. I really love the smell. Really refreshing on a really hot Epcot day. Yeah. It's not like the most exciting beer I've ever tried, but I like it. It's a little weedy. This is nice. Is it Pilsner or wheat beer? Let me know in the comments. I haven't really had beer in a really long time, and I used to have it a lot, and now I can't, but here's to breaking the rules once in a while. Made it over to China, and we're actually gonna come over here to the front of the pavilion to Joy of Tea. We're gonna wait online, and we're gonna just ask the cast member what they think the most authentic thing in all of the China pavilion we can get is, so let's do it. So we asked the cast member here, and they said and I'm gonna hopefully pronounce this correctly, Ting Dao, that's how she told me to pronounce it, is definitely the most authentic alcoholic beverage, but they also have bubble milk tea with peach black tea and boba, and that is what we are getting today. I'm so excited. I haven't had bubble tea in so long. I love this. Oh my God. That is so good. So if you're not aware, at the bottom, these are called boba balls, and they're basically like little chewy almost like a chewy candy, and that's why the straw is pretty big so that it can go through the straw. This one is really nice. It has a little bit of the milky flavor with like a very not when I say very sweet tea, I don't mean it's like an overly sweet tea, but it has like almost like a peachiness sweet tea flavor to it. So it's just basically like milk and tea with boba balls, and it's so good. And the cast member said, she said, they are all over China. It is like one of the most popular things. She said she would have it every day if she could, or if maybe she did say she had it every day. And it is super popular. I actually am from a few blocks away from a neighborhood called Flushing, which is Chinatown in Queens, and there are a million places where you can get bubble tea, and that's why I always like getting it. I think it's a fun drink, especially if you're in an area that doesn't have things like this. This is something that you can get for your kids. I think this is a really fun way to try something pretty authentic and have it be pretty light and full of flavor and easy throughout the day. So glad I got this. Made it to Germany, but real quick, Snow White is out, and I need to go say hi to her.
Now, do you remember the Seven Dwarfs? Oh, well, they have a bit of silly names like Grumpy and Happy, even Sneezy. Oh, poor little guy, he's got allergies. He loves all of the flowers, but must stay away from the goldenrods.
Okay, so here's the beer cart, but I'm gonna just show you guys real quick. If you go into the actual pavilion, you're gonna walk underneath, and Summerfest, it's usually a shorter line than out there. They have a lot of the same beers that are in the front of the pavilion. So after speaking with a few cast members, no surprise here, beer is the most authentic drink you can get in Germany. They say the Schöfferhofer Pink Grapefruit Hefeweizen is probably the most authentic, and it's half beer and half grapefruit juice, or the Dunkel, and they said the Dunkel is like a little like stronger, a little darker. But then I was like, what about people like me that really shouldn't be drinking beer? What is the most authentic drink? So we're gonna actually head back out, and we're gonna go over here by that green awning. Okay, I love doing these types of videos because I just learned a lot. So over here at this awning, you're gonna be able to find the Baron Jaeger Honey Bourbon. Okay, so listen up, this is such a cool thing. So this is actually a mix of German and American engineering, basically, because bourbon can only be made in the US, but the honey is imported from Germany. So it's a mix of Germany and the US, but I thought this was like super cool because the honey is still from Germany and it's not a beer, and you can't just get it on its own. You can get it with, I got it with frozen lemonade, or you can get it with frozen Coke. So you can do like basically like a bourbon and Coke, but I want to try this because this sounded really cool. We're gonna definitely have to mix this up a lot because all of the honey bourbon is at the bottom. But this looks so great. Actually, I think I'm gonna try some of the bottom first and then mix it up. So let's do it. All right, I'm not gonna mix it first because I'm really curious. Okay, that is delicious. That honey is so fantastic. I barely taste the bourbon, but you can get that smokiness from the bourbon, and that honey is just, wow, it's such a strong flavor. I kind of don't want to mix the lemonade. The only thing I'm kind of like a little upset about is that because of the frozen lemonade, it's making it a little more like carbonated versus having like a bourbon, you know. I like a bourbon. And but I think this flavor is absolutely delicious, and I would have never known this existed if I didn't do this today, and I'm so excited that this existed. All right, I'm gonna mix this up a little and then give it another whirl. It kind of just melted into itself, but let's try. Ooh, okay, so now we have that lemon action in here, and I'm like really feeling this. This is like a really like refreshing beverage. There's so many great flavors going on. Now it kind of feels like a beer because it's like frozen and melted, and I don't know, it kind of feels like a beer right now, like a fruity beer, but it's not. This is really delicious. Let me know in the comments if you've had this before, or if you had it with the Coke and what you think of it. This is so good. Let me know if this is something you'd want to try, because I would say put this on your drinking around the world bucket list. Made it to beautiful Italy. I think I'm gonna call my mother-in-law and ask her what the most authentic drink in Italy is and then try to find it here. Okay, goodbye. Are you with Aunt Kathy too?
Yes.
Okay, what do you guys think is the most authentic drink from Italy that I could get in the Italy Pavilion right now?
Debbie wants to know, what do you think is the most authentic drink from Italy that you can get in the Italian Pavilion?
Well, okay, so the cast members in Italy said that the limoncello was the most authentic drink. Would you agree?
Well, then I would say yes.
Okay. As I suspected, we're gonna head into the wine cellar in Italy for a very special, authentic drink. Okay, so between my mother-in-law, the cast members here, they're saying the limoncello is definitely the most authentic drink here. It's $12. My mother-in-law was also saying an amaretto, but the consensus is coming to the limoncello. So we're gonna get a limoncello. Okay, here is the limoncello. Please be very careful when drinking this, because this is basically like a shot that you're supposed to sip because this has a lot of alcohol in it. This is 40% alcohol, so please be very careful, but it smells really great. This is just like straight up alcohol. Let's do it. I have had this before at like Christmas or something, but now knowing this was 40% alcohol, I'm kind of scared, so here we go. It's just pure alcohol with a really lemony taste. Wow. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking maybe I chickened out and never had the limoncello. Because this is really super duper alcoholic. I found out the new gelato stand actually has a limoncello spritzer that you can get. But I wanted to try the real deal, and this is a lot, but actually it's kind of amazing. And it gives your like, ooh, it gives like this like kind of like minty feeling after you drink it. Wow, okay. Like I said, be careful. 40% alcohol in this little bitty glass, so cheers. Made it over to the American Adventure, and we're gonna head over here to the Regal Eagle Smokehouse bar. So I was like, well, what's like super American? Well, they have a frozen mint julep, and like that's pretty American. But it's even more American because their frozen mint julep has Jim Beam black extra aged bourbon, and you can only make bourbon in Kentucky. So I'm pretty sure. I am not a bourbon expert, but that is what I was told. So I don't really think we can get more American than a Southern mint julep with some Kentucky bourbon. Here is the frozen mint julep. It already comes made, so if you want to do like a Disneyland version without alcohol, that is not possible here, because you can see it's already frozen inside of the frozen maker, whatever you would call it. But it looks so good. It smells so good. I'm so excited to try this. Cheers. Wow, that is really good. This is so refreshing, especially on a hot Epcot day. Oh my gosh. I love this. The Jim Beam bourbon, it's not like you get that smokiness from the bourbon and that little sweetness from the bourbon, but it doesn't feel, I don't know, whenever, sometimes when I have bourbon, which I love bourbon, you know, it kind of like, you can feel it in the back of your throat, but because it's mixed in with the frozen mint julep part of it, it just feels like really smoky and sweet, and it's really nice. That is really good. And when I mean smoky, I don't mean like smoky, like you just get those really nice flavors from the Jim Beam, and then the mint flavors makes it like really refreshing. Gives it a little something extra. This is delicious. This is like an adult Slurpee, and I'm here for it. I love this. This is awesome. Put this on your list. This is a 10 out of 10 recommend. So I came inside Mitsukoshi, which is the merchandise location in Japan, and there's a lot of Japanese snacks here. And that's why I wanted to come in here, because yes, maybe we can get like some sake out in the park, but there's also some really cool stuff in here that I would love to show you guys, because this right here is a very popular and very unique soda that you can get in Japan and you can get it here. And I even kind of like double checked with the cast member, and they said this is very, very authentic to Japan. So we're gonna get it.
So what you're gonna do, you're gonna just remove this top part. You're gonna pop this part out. You can throw this away, keep this one, because with this one you're gonna set it on top of the marble and you're gonna push down. It gets a flat surface because it's gonna drop the marble down from here down to here.
And then you can drink it?
Yes.
That is so cool. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So now the marble fell inside. It's right in here. That is so cool. They said this flavor is like close to like a Sprite, so let's give it a try. Just so you can see, it's 70 calories and has 17 grams of carbs, which is 17 grams of sugar. So it's probably really good. Let's give it a whirl. Let's do it, Japan. So I get how people can see this tasting like Sprite. I can kind of see those flavors in there, but to me, this tastes like straight up Bazooka bubble gum. Like, remember Bazooka, the little rectangles you get at Halloween? This is 100% Bazooka bubble gum. It's actually kind of interesting. I'm not like a soda drinker, so like I don't think it's particularly like anything great, but I think it's really cool how, you know, this is like super authentic from Japan, and you know, it's interesting flavors, and it's definitely a different soda than I've had in the US. So I would give this a try. Let me know if you tried this before and what you thought of it, or if this is something you would want to try. Made it to Morocco, and we're actually going to come over here to Spice Road Table. Spice Road Table is a full-service restaurant, but you can use the bar and get drinks to go. So let's head into the bar. So we spoke to a cast member, and there are 3 different Moroccan drinks here. First, we have the Casa Lager, and it is actually made in Casablanca, which I think is very, very cool. And there's 2 different wines that are also made in Morocco. One is the Kasbah Red Blend, and the other one is the, where'd it go? The Cabernet Sauvignon right here. It's a misprint. It says Spain, but it's actually from Morocco. So this is the Kasbah Red Blend, and it was made in Morocco. And that's all I really know about it, and I'm excited to try it. Let's do some red wine. Oh, this is our first wine. Ooh, I'm excited. That is really nice. It's really smooth. It's not like very smoky. Pretty light flavor to it. Little sting there, but like in a good way. I don't really know how to describe wine, but I can tell you if it's good or not. And I think this is a very good red blend. Also, I always say, like, you know, I always try to find the most unique items in general. And if there's like something that I know like I can get like here and then maybe just Morocco, I'm gonna get that here. Because like if I can go home and get it, like why would I come to Disney and get it, you know? So, ooh, and this is about to rain. So, wow, this is very nice. Yeah. Let me know if you ever try this. I think this is super good. I would have loved to have tried the Casa beer because it's made in Casablanca, and it just sounds cool that you could get a drink made in Casablanca. But, you know, I'm very happy with this glass of wine, and I think it's a good red. It's a good red blend. The cast member also told me that Morocco is not a very heavy drinking country, so that's why there wasn't that many Moroccan options. And then we asked, is there any like non-alcoholic stuff, and he was just like, no. Made it over to France, and we are heading into the wine cellar for our next drink. So I had a hunch. that champagne was going to be the most authentic drink in France, and I was right, because you can only get champagne from France. If you're drinking any other sparkling wine, it's not champagne unless it comes from the Champagne region of France. So this is the Veuve Clicquot, and this is the most, that's what they think is the most authentic champagne here in France. So we're gonna give it a little whirl. Wow. Thank you so much. Here is my Veuve Clicquot. You can also do champagne flights, but we're doing a lot of drinking, so we're just gonna get one glass of champagne, and I'm excited to try it. All right, cheers. That is so delicious. It's nice and dry. I haven't had champagne. I've had way more Prosecco than champagne, and I forgot how good this is and how different it is from Prosecco. This is, wow, very dry, really just nice flavor overall. This is really good champagne. I really recommend getting this if you really want like a nice glass of champagne. I think this is definitely a great option, and it's just, I feel very fancy with it, so cheers. Made it to the UK for our next drink, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I very much highly doubt you have had this drink hack in Epcot before, because I'm so excited to show you what this is. Let's do it. Okay, so we could go inside the pub in Rose and Crown and get, you know, a Guinness, which I'm sure is probably the most authentic beer in there, most of the thing to drink, but we're actually gonna come here to the Yorkshire Fish Country. Thank you. Fish shop, thank you so much, and we're gonna pick up a plain hot water, and you can get this for free because they sell tea there, but we're just gonna get plain hot water, and now we're gonna head into Twining's Tea. So when you first walk into Twining's Tea, over here on the right, this entire wall right here are teas that you can only get in the UK or here at Epcot. Okay, so yeah, maybe Guinness is super, super authentic, right? But you can only get this in the UK or Epcot. They have, it's $10 each when you buy two, or $11.99. I'm so excited because then I get to bring this home. And I love tea. So now I'm gonna pick which one I want, and we're gonna put it in our hot cup. And now we brew. Let it brew. Wait, I'm not ready. Now I am ready. That is so good. Oh, that's so good. I love English tea. So it's actually a little bit strong, a little bit darker than like regular, the other Twining's tea, which is more Americanized. I think this is so delicious. I think it's a really cool, unique souvenir you can take home, and then you can have it during the day here while you're in Epcot too. 11 countries later, and we have made it to Canada. Not that many options here in Canada, so I am over by the maple popcorn cart because there are two different beers here, and I guess we'll see which is the most authentic one. So they have Moosehead Lager draft here, they have another draft, and they have the Ottawa Apple, but they said the Moosehead, that is 100% Canadian. Okay, how cute is that? Anyway, here is that Moosehead Lager. It smells so good. I am so excited. A little nervous again because it's a beer, but it's the last country, so let's do it up. Cheers to our last country. This is so delicious. I'm having a hard time trying to like compare it to something, but it's so like crisp. It has so much flavor. It's so refreshing. It's just, this is a really good beer. I mean, the limited options here in Canada, you really can't go wrong with this one. This is awesome. Well, cheers to you guys for a great, authentic trip around the world. My dudes, what an awesome time drinking around the world authentically as we can be. I thought it was so much fun. We discovered like some really cool stuff today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys go and do something like this when you come to Epcot. It's so fun. You get to learn a lot about the countries that you're visiting, and that's what Epcot is about. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit your bell notifications so you don't miss anything that comes on this channel, and follow me on Instagram at Magical Hijinx. And until next time, my dudes, I hope you guys get into some hijinks very, very soon. Bye-bye.